Hi folks, this is Jamey Carsel here with the Farrier Friends Tips and Tricks. We've got a little video here today on fullering. I was asked to do a video with fullering in it and to show the different processes in fullering. We missed one clip at the start of this where I bumped the toe up. So the center third of this horseshoe on this piece of material was bumped up before the toe was turned, and then we started our fullering process.
1/3 into our material to center. We're going to turn it around and start at 1/3 of our material and come to center. Now what I'm going to do is send it over the horn, lock it off. We're going to come over the horn, start out here, come up, and lock it off. We're going to make sure we have the bend in it we need for our hind foot that we're trying to make. And we will seat it out. When I'm seating it out, it is half-face blows. Whenever I come down, as I'm a right-handed person, the inertia and the blow sends the material that way. Now, I will come here and I will mark my fullering. I will take a straight edge here, and we will go to the inside edge and we will mark our fullering. Now when I'm marking this fullering, I'm trying to hit the opposite edge so that sends my mark into the radius of the toe. I'm hitting here, and that's driving that into the radius of the toe. If I hit here, it wants to blow it out. Okay, and that can be a problem. So there you are, marked and ready to go. We're going to do the outside of this first. We'll put a heel on it, and I'm going to turn it and mark it in the turn. On the medial branch, I'm going to put the heel on it, sweeten it, and mark it in the straight. So I teach you both ways. Okay? So we're going to slow this down a little bit, put a heel on for you. If you come here and you're hitting at your left shoelace and you go past center, flatten it out. You go right here, you're hitting towards your left shoelace and you just meet where you was. Okay? Now you'll take your edges off and blend past center. Take your edge off and blend past center. Take this edge off and blend past center, this edge off and blend past center. Now you put the check in that you would like to see for the foot that you are dealing with, and have the heel that you would like to see for your foot. And if you look, the back end pretty clean. Okay, nice heel check at a 45-degree angle for the foot. The back edge knocked off nicely. This will be a good lateral heel check. Sometimes we'll put our boxing in here, obviously. So if we was to box that, that even enhances that a little bit. And you see the horse's foot right here. Okay? So we'll put it back in there, we'll turn our branch and mark our branch. Okay, so halfway in between my toenail and the end of my heel, I will make my quarter bend. You see, I'm just sweeping it off the anvil. Now we're going to come up here and we're going to hem this a little bit. Hemming is where you push down your material right at the fullering, and you're pushing it down and knocking it up into the outer border of the shoe. You get less as you go back towards the heel. The reason you hem a shoe is because when you push your fuller into this, the fuller is a wedge and it's going to pop that outer edge back out. Now, this is something I was taught by Bob Marshall many moons ago that a lot of folks don't do, but he always told me to take that back edge off and push it at a diagonal back into the shoe after I've done my hemming, my initial hemming. And I asked him why he says that. Is because he said this brings your fullering up, so you've got the edge to push back out. But when you do this, it puts the material back into the center of the mass of the shoe. So when you drive this, you're not blowing your fullering out. This is what I was told. I've done it all my career, and I'm going to keep doing it. Now, some people might say it's wrong. That's fine with me. Everybody's got an opinion. But this is what I was told, and this is what I do. So now we're going to mark this. Okay, so if you're a little bit hot when you brush your shoe, make sure you like everything as far as your hemming, and get ready to mark your shoe. You're headed towards the mark you made. I'm throwing my hammer at that fuller like a rock, and I'm looking down here at my fullering. Okay, so I haven't got my thumb on that fuller, on that hammer, and I'm literally throwing it at it like a rock. Okay, and there's our mark in our fullering. Okay, I'm going to flatten this out right quick. Always taking the thickness out of the inside of the back of my shoe. And there's our mark. That's just a mark for now. We'll finish our fullering, then we'll punch a hole. But that is our mark for now. We're going to finish this now. So this is a good time if you have to check any of your hemming or any of your stuff right there. Good time to do it. And now let's just finish this out, right? So we're going to take up where we left off, and we are going to make this fullering 80% of the depth of our little shoe here. When we get our desired depth, we're going to punch our toenail hole right there, right in the toe. We're going to mark our widest part of our foot, and we will punch our heel nail in the widest part of the foot. Then we're going to come halfway in between, or if we're putting a quarter clip on there, we might fudge it a little bit. For this case, we're going halfway in between. We'll notice on the back side that everything is shiny and clean and punched to the bottom. We're going to come here and we're going to run some of our lines. And all we're doing is cleaning up any frog eyes or anything that would have been imperfect for this. Now we're going to come back. We're just going to open these up just a hit, 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 and we're going to pritchel. That'll be a little more at the toe, a little tiny bit less the middle nail, and a tiny bit less pit at the heel nail. And when you're done, you should have nice nail holes right down the center like we do. I just like to open them up a little more. Using these Todd Walker pritchels, I really like them. They're good pritchels, good punches he makes. Right down the center. Now we're going to do the inside, okay? And like I said, we'll do it in the straight so you guys get to see both ways of doing it. But you will sweeten this a little bit. You're going to knock it down, sweeten it a little bit. And then you will take and hit towards your left shoelace. Same way with the outside. You'll hit towards your left shoelace. Then you'll knock the edge off to center, edge off to center, edge off to center, edge off to center. Now we are going to safe this. You'll see how we knock that over and safe that. See that safing?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And sweetening. We marked this off 1/8 of an inch so we could allow for that. Now I'm going to come out and I'm going to finish the check that I want, turn my branch in the next heat. I'm going to finish up my heel check that I desire on this. Now I'm going to start my hemming, and I'm going to finish my hemming over my heel. The reason I started here on the horn is so I'm in this radius and I don't ruin. Now I can finish up right there, you see. Mm-hmm. Now I just got to mark it in the straight. I don't do a lot of this marking in the straight, but some people do. Now it's nicely marked in the straight. I'll go on ahead and turn the branch and finish my marking and my fullering. So that's what we'll do now. last look at your heel. If there's anything you don't like about it, fix it now. Turn your branch. And let's finish up some of your fullering right now. Now I like to make sure I'm going in the right direction. Not too bad. I'm just going to finish out my fullering and punch my nail holes.
Nice.
Okay, we're just going to do a little bit of cleanup on our shoe. Make sure we kind of like it. Like everything we see about it. Sharpen up our fullering a little bit maybe. Clean our fullering up a little bit. Run through it one last time with a Pritchell. Flatten it up. Check it for flat. Give it a little brush. And there's our little hind shoe. We fullered a little different each way, but nice crisp fullering. 80% of the depth, nice safing. The toe safed a little. Nice boxing. We've boxed it nicely. And the nail holes are down the center. The medial nail hole obviously is up a little bit from the lateral nail hole, as you can see. Just a pretty decent little shoe.